If I had to pick one red vinifera that I really love from the Finger Lakes, it has to be Cab Franc.
On the red front, besides Merlot, more and more people are interested in celebrating Cabernet Franc, and that includes us. Cabernet Franc is an awesome grape variety for the east end of Long Island.
We are growing and making some absolutely stunning reds here in Niagara, showcased by our king, Cabernet Franc. We're blessed with these sand and gravel soils over limestone base that give us a particular characteristic of really exceptional fruit character.
It's one of my favorite varieties to grow in that every year presents a little bit different challenge, and I'm always trying to tweak our growing practices with it. You know, whether it's a crop load adjustment or how many leaves we're pulling or what time we're pulling the leaves, you can really have a huge effect on the fruit viticulturally just by changing things up a couple days or a few little practices here or there. And we absolutely love growing it. It's great.
So more of us started planting it, and it's a little touchy because of the erratic minimum winter temperatures. Some years we get 15 below once or twice, and some years we only get 2 or 3 below. It makes a world of difference to the Cabernet Franc vines.
Talk about cool climate and what makes a cool climate. For us, it's acidity, and that is our hallmark. That is, it's kind of who we are, and we embrace it. And Cabernet Franc is, I think, one of those reds that just needs that acid backbone. In most parts of the world, you know, it's a bit player, it's a blending grape. In our climate, Cab Sauvignon is the blending grape. So we've got 2 acres of Cab Sauvignon, we've got 20 acres of Cab Franc. And now 5 different clones and 4 different soil types. So really starting to use it to tease out the threads of terroir and the different expressions of the grape.
It tends to be a little bit lighter bodied, a little bit more acidity on the back end. And in cooler years is going to have a little bit more of that vegetal or bell pepper note that are traditional in the cooler climate Cab Franc.
We like to make sort of the lighter, treble clef, bell ringing, high toned, light in color, but deep in character sort of wines from Cabernet Franc. And we also make, I think, you know, just world-class rosé from it as well.
So what we do in the vineyard, and this is all based on what Cornell did and shared with us all, is that by making your Cab Franc berries as exposed to the sun as possible as soon as you see berries, that is by shoot positioning and by leaf removal, we can get very ripe Cab Franc that is very a minimal amount of that green pepper vegetal character.
The methoxypyrazines that I think most people associate with Cabernet Franc, that green bell pepper, if you know what you're doing in the vineyard, you can really flip that script and turn it into a very positive component of the wines.
Here on our farm, we have 6 different Cabernet Franc clones. Some highlights would be our clone 623 that we really like. That's a very big, juicy, jammy kind of clone. We're in a unique position with all these clones in our vineyard that our wineries that we sell to are able to kind of do some field blending almost and harvest them either all together or keep them separate and kind of see what different components and how much they might want to blend into the wines. It's really great to work with wineries that are so committed to highlighting clones as well as different vineyard sites. And we're just really fortunate to have a great group of winemakers at our disposal here in the Finger Lakes.
The style of Cab Franc here is not big, heavy, bold, jammy style of wine. So too much oak is going to make our Cab Franc a little bit out of balance. So our approach really is minimal use of oak generally, and not for a very long time.
The wine basically makes itself. We've aged it in French barrels, softened the tannins, and after about 1.5 years, we're able to bottle it, and that makes a wonderful food accompaniment, much like the French wines, who are usually not over 13% alcohol. And I like a good California red, but at 15% alcohol, it's kind of difficult to pair with food.
It's really about balance, and you know, our balanced approach in the vineyard. When those grapes are ready to come off, we're just looking to capture that in the bottle. And I think that makes the most complete wine, the most ageable wine, and the most representative of our vineyards and the vintage. For the last 10 years, we've been planting Cab Franc, and that will probably continue for the next 10 years.